Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I welcome you all here to Allama Iqbal Open University Studios. I hope you all are well and enjoying the weather. We have been studying different topics, and the process of learning English has been quite easier for us. And the topic that we have selected for today is synonyms and antonyms. As per my knowledge, synonyms are different words with similar meanings, while antonyms are words with different meanings. I think the definition I just gave you about synonyms and antonyms is not enough. So to learn the details about synonyms and antonyms, what actually these are, we definitely need some guidance. And here I would like to welcome our very own expert, Mr. Arshad Mahmood. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Arshad.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
The topic that we have selected for today is synonyms and antonyms. As per my knowledge, synonyms are the words, different words with similar meanings, and antonyms are words with different meanings.
You're right. Some examples? For example, big.
Like large.
Good. Another? Big, large, and?
Huge.
Yes, good. And antonym?
Antonym, small, short.
You're right. So, dear learners, a synonym is a word that means exactly the same as or very nearly the same as another word in the same language. For example, in English, close is a synonym of shut. Note that a synonym may share an identical meaning with another word, but the two words are not necessarily interchangeable. For example, blow up and explode have the same meaning, but blow up is informal, used more in speech, and explode is more formal, used more in writing and careful speech. Definitely, there are words, big, tall, huge, colossal. We cannot use all of them in all context. For example, I can say he's a tall man, but I cannot say he's a colossal man or he's a Titanic man. Titanic also means something very large.
Huge.
We can use for a fleet, for a ship, for aeroplane, but not for
A person.
a person. For example, you've got blow up and explode. You've got some more like blow up and inflate. Inflate is when you inflate a balloon or a tire, and the opposite is deflate. And then shallow, that is superficial. Eager has got different synonyms like earnest and keen. You can find these synonyms in some good dictionary. There are thesauruses which give you antonyms and synonyms both. We'll keep on discussing all these things, synonyms and antonyms, but first I would like to explain antonym as well. An antonym is a word that means the opposite of another word. For example, bad is an antonym of good. Here are some more examples. You've got good and bad, for example, small and big, and then you've got easy and the opposite is hard. Soft also means takes the opposite, hard. Male, female. So there are so many antonyms which you can find in a good dictionary. And I must tell you that people learn language in this way. These are all mnemonics devices. Mnemonics devices basically are the devices which help a person learn language. For example, some people think that if I learn black, I should also learn green, gray, all the shades. In this way, I can learn all the shades. So people think that by learning antonyms and synonyms in a foreign language makes language rich and easy to learn.
I know, that's right.
So these are synonyms are different words with almost identical or similar meanings. Words that are synonyms are said to be synonymous. Some people say it is synonym. First thing is how to pronounce it. That is wrong. It is synonym. And the state of being a synonym is called synonymy. The word, yes, synonymy. The words basically come from ancient Greek. It is a combination of syn, that means with, and onoma, that means name. And you will see this concept of nym in antonym, in synonym, in hypernym. So nym means name.
Right.
So words having the same meaning. The words car and automobile are synonyms. Similarly, if we talk about a long time or an extended time, long and extended become synonymous. Because they've got the same meanings.
Lovable and adorable.
Yes, but interesting thing is that synonyms can be any part of speech. They can be noun, they can be adjective, they can be verb, they can be pronoun. As long as both members of the pair are the same part of speech, they are like, you can call them synonyms. More examples of English synonyms are, for example, noun, student and pupil. And then you've got petty crime and misdemeanor, that is a verb. As a verb, you've got buy and purchase.
Right.
I want to buy and I want to purchase. They are synonyms. And adjectives,
Sick and
and
ill.
good, and adverb. If I say you have to do the job quickly, can you give me some more word for quickly?
Rapidly, fastly.
Good. Fastly. Lee should be there.
Fastly.
We discussed. Fast. So fast is a word in English that I was coming to that word, and I think you spoke it on purpose. Fastly is often used by Pakistani learners, and I have observed by different people coming from different nations with different linguistic backgrounds using the word fastly, because I think whenever ly is added to an adjective, it becomes adverb. For example, beautiful becomes beautifully,
Beautifully.
and rapid becomes rapidly. And in the similar fashion, they change fast into
Fastly.
fastly. That is wrong.
Okay.
Fast remains fast, and I must give you the difference between these two words: fast as an adverb and fast as adjective. If I say he is a fast runner, here the fast is
Adjective.
adjective, and if I say he runs fast, this becomes an adverb. Because I hope you remember the basic difference that we did while doing these parts of speech. Adverb is a word that adds to the meanings of a verb, add plus verb, whereas adjective is something that adds to the meanings of
Noun.
a noun. Now look at the word fast. He likes fast food. So does it mean the food that runs fast?
No.
No, that is maybe prepared fast, or that can be eaten fast, but fastly is no word. You mustn't say fastly, and this is a mistake that you commit in examination, and then you lose marks.
We may use speedily.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, depends on the context.
All right.
Talking about prepositions, on and upon can be used as synonyms.
Right. What about over and above?
Quite technical. Over is like, they give the idea of height, but there is slight difference. The difference is that when you talk about something that is over, means that is not moving.
That is not moving?
Moving.
Right.
For example, there is a fan. What did I say? Over?
Over is not moving.
No, over moves, above
Over moves
not
and
moving.
above not.
Yes. Above, for example, if I say there is a fan above your head.
Right.
Moving doesn't mean, I mean, that is definitely moving, but doesn't change its place.
Yeah.
And there is a roof above your head. But when talk about over gives the idea of moving from one place to the other. For
Birds were
example,
moving over.
yes, and I can see an aeroplane moving over the building,
Right.
and I can say, for example, he threw a stone over the building.
Right.
So prepositions in this regard are very important, and I think that is one area where many Pakistanis, many foreigners commit a lot of mistakes. They don't have the idea of to and from, on, upon, our. For example, look at this, belong to, this expression. You will hear many Pakistanis saying, I belong from. Belong from, whereas it should be, I belong to. I belong to Lahore. But native speakers, they believe that belong to as an expression should not be preferred. The right idea is I am from.
Right.
Or
What
I come
about this
from.
statement? This book belongs with me.
They?
This book belongs with me.
Yes, that belongs on, belongs with, maybe, because there are different prepositions used with belong,
Right.
with a verb. For example,
change the meaning.
if for example, if you got some let's say decoration piece, and you're looking for the right place, and somebody says, I think this belongs on that shelf.
On that shelf.
It fits there.
Right.
It can be. It
It's
can
all
be
about the
used.
context.
Context is very important. And note that synonyms are defined with respect to certain senses of words. For instance, pupil as the aperture in the iris of the eye is not synonymous with student. Spelling is same, P-U-P-I-L, but two different. So we have to keep in mind context. Context is very important.
Right.
Similarly, he expired means the same as he died. In hospitals, what happens when a patient dies? Doctors don't say he is dead. They say the patient has expired. Yet, if I say my passport has expired, cannot be replaced by my passport has died.
Of course.
Context. Although they go the
Deceased
same
has
meaning.
got the same meaning, I guess.
Deceased means also dead. But doctors usually use the word
Expired.
It means that synonyms can be used in certain context. We cannot use a word in all context. And many Pakistanis I have observed, when they are writing an essay, attempt to use what sort of bombastic language, big words, impressive words, but they don't fit really.
It's just that we've got the mentality of gaining marks.
Yes.
The process of learning is somewhere at the back.
Yes, I don't know whether it is right or wrong. Once somebody was telling me that there was a man who scored 49 marks out of 50 in CSS essay writing paper. And when somebody asked him how he managed to get so many marks, he simply said, I wrote simple language, easy language, with proper conjunctions, with proper link, cohesion, coherence, and I got the marks. Today people, they tend to write difficult words just to impress the examiner, but they don't know this word doesn't fit that place, so they lose the marks.
Maybe possible they themselves, they don't know what they are writing.
Yes, and we should know what a word means in
and
a context.
And what the context is requiring, what word is required in the context. It's not for sure that if you write big words, big vocabulary, and you're gaining marks and that's enough for your learning process. Learning process may be based on simplicity. Simple things make life more easier.
Sure. If you look at the history of English, many words which are used in a parallel fashion, they have evolved from different languages from the Middle English period, from 10th to 15th century, from Norman French, from Latin, from Old English. Anglo-Saxons, these were the people who are supposed to be the ancestors of these Englishmen, and they were the people who brought different languages with them to the region, and those languages, when they mixed up each other, they gave birth to modern English language. Right. English, it evolved in 3 different stages. We call Old English.
Classic English.
No, that is maybe the time of Chaucer and Spencer. But first, Old English. If somebody gives you text from Old English, you may not be able to judge whether it is English or it is some other language. Right. So different spellings and pronounced in different ways, and sometimes even we don't know how to pronounce those words. And then is a second stage that is called Middle English, when a person called William from France, he conquered England, and he simply replaced French with English in the court, in the church. Everybody at that time started learning French. Just like in our situation, when the Britishers came here, they ruled the part, people preferred English to Urdu language. They thought it was a matter of pride, speaking English in a public place.
Still it is thought so.
Yes. So the English people, they thought if they wanted to develop economically, socially, they must learn French. So French has given a lot to English. This is a middle phase of English. After that comes modern English.
Right.
But again, if you look at modern English in 16th, 17th century, that might not be as modern as what we have today. Look at some words which have come from these languages. Look at the word folk and freedom and bowman.
Right.
And their synonyms by the Norman nobility are people for folk. And liberty for freedom. And archer for bowman. Some lexicographers claim that no synonyms have exactly the same meaning in all contexts or social levels of language, because etymology, any idea? Etymology is the historical development, origin and development of a word.
Right, origin and development of a word.
Yeah, look at the word nice, N-I-C-E. What does it mean?
Good.
Yes, something positive today, but nice in the past meant foolish or mad. So maybe in the 16th century, if somebody called somebody nice.
If in that time I made a mistake of saying somebody, you've got a nice personality, the person must have slapped me.
Sure. Some lexicographers claim that no synonyms have exactly the same meaning in all contexts or social levels of language, because etymology, orthography, phonic qualities, ambiguous meanings, usage, etc. make them unique. Different words that are similar in meaning usually differ for a reason. For example, look at the word feline. It is more formal than cat. And in the same way, canine. Canine, a word that is linked with dogs. Canine habits. Canine is more formal, perhaps because it belongs to Latin. And then you've got long and extended are only synonyms in one usage and not in other. For example, A long arm is not the same as extended arm. Synonyms are also a source of euphemism. Euphemism is a way of expressing something that is harsh in a polite manner. Look at different concepts in the world. In different cultures, there are different taboo words which are not liked to be discussed socially. For example, death, magic. In our context, for example, in Pakistani context, the word to die has got different expressions. In Urdu, for example, we don't say mar jana or mar gaya, uske wale sab mar gaye. We use the word foth ho gaye, Allah ko pyare ho gaye, jaan bahak ho gaye. In this, these are the euphemisms used for the word to die. And then you've got the words for, look at the word, very common word, bathroom. And people think it is again a taboo to discuss this word socially, publicly. That's why they keep on giving so many words to this word. They have restroom and then washroom, again thinking these words don't suffice. They don't give full satisfaction. And then today modern words are like loo, L-O-O, loo. And women, they use the word powder room, and sometimes even with capital G, the gents and the ladies. Euphemism, taboo, these all things are linked with the topic, your topic, that is synonyms and antonyms. The purpose of thesaurus is to offer the user a list of similar or related words. These are often but not always synonyms, and if you want to learn synonyms, you can go for some good thesaurus that is going to give you all the entries. And sometimes, like, it is synonym, a word synonym, and just below that there is a list of the words which are totally opposite antonyms. So thesaurus is more helpful in this regard than our dictionary.
Mr. Arshad, I would like you to give an idea about thesaurus. Many of our students may not be, they should not know what is thesaurus. It's a dictionary, but we'll know the details.
In dictionary, you see there is listing of listing of categories from A to Z. You, for example, look at the word, look at the letter A. A will be defined, and after A, AB, AC, in this way. Each and every entry will be there. But in a thesaurus, they look for a word, for example, the same word, large. They will give all the words related to that in meaning. For example, look at the word large in a thesaurus, you will have colossal, giant, towering, tall, big, huge. And below those words, that list, there would be a list of antonyms. A person who is a translator, a person who is a student who wants to jot down a good essay, he can seek help from those words. But I think when he looks at a word, let's say huge, he must go for another dictionary of collocation. Collocation is some words go together. In Arabic, for example, look at the word Hajar Aswad. Hajar means stone. Aswad means black. We don't say Hajar Siyah in Urdu. We don't say Hajar Kala. We say Hajar Aswad. Look at one more interesting expression, Gora Chitta. You'll never hear people saying Safed Chitta. It is, that is collocation. So learners, when you find a word in a thesaurus, you must be sure of its usage, how it should be used. If you use just you're impressed by the spelling or the very look of the word, or the word is very big, and use it in an essay, you may lose the marks. It is very important. Sometimes, there are some words which have got like one word has got different meanings.
Several meanings.
But yes, those words cannot be, all the meanings cannot be used. Those shades cannot be used in all context. Look at the word branch. The branch is something that is related to tree. And the other is branch of a bank.
I know.
And it reminds me of a very interesting joke. There was a man, he was sitting on a branch.
Right.
His friend, he went there, he said, what are you doing on the branch? He said, don't you know, I've got a job. He said, what job? He said, I am branch manager. It's very important. Synonyms, don't think they're not important. They're very important. They enrich your stock, your word bank, your vocabulary overall, and they also help you understand the idea of antonyms.
And you can improve your learning process.
You use the word learning. Here it means all four skills. If somebody's got a good stock of words, means he's got the idea of synonyms, antonyms, he's got so many words, he can improve his listening skills, reading skills, writing skills, speaking skills, all the skills. In a nutshell, these synonyms and antonyms are very important, and this idea reminds me of one more idea in some languages, one more concept that is of homonyms.
Right.
Homonyms are the words which have got the same spelling, same sound, but different meanings.
For example?
Same spelling, same sound. Sound means pronunciation, but different meanings. For example, the word is cricket. The word cricket has two different meanings. One is
Game and one is insect.
insect. And what is the Urdu word for that? Cricket in Urdu? Jhingar. Similarly, the word beat, B-E-A-T. One is to beat someone. Look at the spelling, same, pronunciation same, and meanings are different. One is to beat someone, the other is heartbeat, third is the beat of the music.
Right.
Last but not least, the words synonym and antonym are themselves antonyms.
Synonyms and antonyms are basically antonyms to each other. Like the meaning is different and they're against each other. So what next? That's all, I think.
Should be.
So this is all for today, and I hope all of you have enjoyed the topic. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot, and I'll repeat my statement again that please write down whatever Mr. Arshad and I try to tell you, mostly Mr. Arshad, I just take a little part in it. Try to write it down. This will make more easier to you. Everything is going to be more easier. Practice makes it easier. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.